I know a lot of people don't like the word budgeting. Why? It's one of the easiest things for me to do. In fact, my folks stay ready all day, every day to tease me because I'm very quick to say it's not in my budget though. And I'm not going to purchase any of those things or whatever it is that they want me to purchase if it's not in my budget. So they're ready all day, every day to tease me about it. If this is something that stresses you out or is something that you have not done before and you like to start, today's video is going to be talking about budgeting for beginners, a sure way to budget your income. It has worked for me. It's been very reliable and I thought to share with you. Get comfortable and let's get right into it. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Omotaya. I've been expecting you. I film about faith, career, self-development, and lifestyle. Please do subscribe to the channel, like the videos, share with your friends and families, and turn on the notification bell so that anytime I post a video, you are notified. In today's video, we'll be talking about budgeting for beginners. What is it about budget that stresses people out? Why does it stress you out? Let me know in the comment section if budget stresses you out, and why does it stress you out. So we'll be talking about budgeting for beginners. What is a budget? A budget is how you plan to spend your money or your income for a particular period of time. So for example, if you work in 9 to 5 here in Nigeria, you're paid at the end of the month, and budgeting is simply how you plan to spend that money which you earn in January, in February. That's basically what it is about. Just planning how to spend your money, allocating the resources that you have to things that you like to spend your money on. That's basically what it is, allocating your resources. So the first thing that you have to do is write out all your sources of income and how much you earn from all of these sources. So if you have a 9 to 5, if you have a side hustle, and if you have somebody that is bankrolling you, that's okay to put all of these things, all of this amount of money together and write it out. The next thing for you to do is to write out everything that you spend your money on: your rent, your groceries, your savings, investment, internet, food, hang out with the guys or hang out with the ladies, just everything that you spend your money on. If you can't remember, you can take your bank statement. A lot of us use our ATM cards to pay for all of these services. So take out your bank statement and just try to go through it. It will give you a good idea of all of the things that you spend your money on in a month. Now, the third thing for you to do is to use a budgeting rule. Now, there's the 50-30-20 budgeting rule where you use 50% for your needs, 30% for your wants, and 20% for savings and investment. Now, this doesn't work for me. I don't know why it doesn't work, but allocating 50% to your needs, it just doesn't work for me. So I use what I call the zero budgeting. Now, what I do is list out every single thing that I use my money for in the month. So for example, transport to the office. How much will it cost you to go to the office every day? For example, 1,000 naira. Multiply 1,000 naira by the number of days that you go to the office. That will give you your budget for transport for that month. Now, I'll advise you add 1,000, 2,000 or more, maybe 5,000 naira extra, in case maybe some days you're running late and you have to use boats, or you're going to church and you have to use boats. Just add extra for transport. Now, this is the amount of money you use for transport in the whole month. So you know that every day you take 1,000 naira and you go to the office. The second day you take 1,000 naira. If you're steady with the 1,000 naira, at the end of the month, you just have spent the exact amount of money that you budgeted. If you didn't use boats or anything, you just have used the exact amount of money that you budgeted. Now, for food, maybe you budget 50,000 naira. You take 50,000 naira to the market and write out every single thing that you want to buy for 50,000 naira. The good thing about this kind of budgeting, or the way I do mine, is that it trickles down to every single thing that I want to do. So if I say I'm spending 10,000 naira in the market, I go to the market and I spend exactly 10,000 naira, including my transport fare is part of it because I've allocated money to every other thing. So there's no extra money anywhere. If you have money lying around, really, you will spend it on unnecessary things. So that's 10,000 naira that I budgeted for markets. My transport fare is there. If I have to maybe take a bus to the market or charter a keke or something, the money for that charter is right there. To and fro is in that 10,000 naira. So I write everything out, write it out in a piece of paper and take it to the market. And I look at it before I make any purchase. See, there's no shame in it. There's no shame in it at all. You're just being prudent with your money. And that's the word, prudent with your money. So that's the next thing. So write out every single thing that you want to spend your money on for in that month. Now I understand that each month it can change. So every month ensure that you review your budget. So for example, this month you may wanted to pay for maybe a course. Next month you're not paying for the course, right? So you don't have to include that on your budget. And sometimes you realize that, oh, the course I want to pay for is expensive. Maybe it's 100,000 naira, and although your salary can afford it, it can put a strain on some other things that you want to pay for in that month. So you know that you want to write a course in 3 months time. Start saving up 2 months before that particular period of time. So how do you do that? If you have a cost of 50,000 naira to pay for in the 3rd month, divide 50,000 naira by 2 so that you can budget for it or allocate money to it in 2 months, so that at the 3rd month you just have exactly the amount of money that you want and pay for your course. You are not stressed, you are not under pressure, or you are not taking that huge lump of money from your income, and so you're not able to do any other thing that it is that you want to do. Don't forget to include savings, your investments, and your emergency fund on your budget. The next thing for you to do is to review. So the month has come to an end, and it was a struggle for you, and you were just like, what is this, but you pulled through. The month is over. Do a review of what the budget was like. Look at your transport, look at your feeding. Did you budget too much, or did you have to get some more money from your emergency or from your savings to buy more food in the month, so that you can adjust it for the next month? Now, your rent, where are you keeping it? Where are you saving it? There are apps that you can use to save your money, so that you don't spend it. So for example, I use the PiggyVest app. This is not sponsored or anything. I'm just sharing what I personally use. So I use the PiggyVest app. You can use the Flex Naira to save, or the Target Savings. So for example, for your rent, instead of leaving it in your bank account, because if it is there, you get to spend it, have a PiggyVest account and do a Target Savings of 300,000 naira that you're to redeem in the next probably 11 months. So every month you're putting 30,000 naira there, 30,000 naira there. And at the end of the 11th month, when the rent is complete, 300,000 naira, then the money is paid back to you, and then you can immediately pay it to your landlord. So in the period of that 11 months where you put that money in Target Savings, you can't touch it. Do you understand? There's no, oh, I want to buy a Ashwebi, oh, I want to, you can't touch it. So if they ask you for money, you don't have. And that's the truth, you don't have. Because, it's rent money. You can't use it to buy Ashwebi or use it to pay for something else. It has been allocated already. And that's really the essence of budgeting. So you can use Target Savings on PiggyVest app for that. For the normal savings, maybe your savings account or emergency fund, maybe not savings, for emergency funds, where in case of an emergency, and in case of an emergency, you are not putting huge amount of money, maybe 10,000 naira every month. By the time it accumulates, it can it's up to maybe your 1 month salary, so that if you lose your job, you have something to fall back to. But it's just something that is nice for you to put, or some nice, it's just something that is nice for you to have. So you can use the Flex Naira for this. You just put a particular amount of money in the Flex Naira, so that in case there's an emergency that wasn't budgeted for in all of the things that you did, you can always go to your Flex Naira and get money from there. Now, understand what is the emergency. There is a wedding coming up, and your friend just told you, and the ashwebi is 35,000 naira. That is not an emergency. It's not an emergency. Or you are hungry, very hungry, and you just pass by the place where they sell village rice and asun. No, if it is peppered rice and fried chicken that you can afford, that is what you're going to buy. It's not an emergency. So understand what is an emergency. So in your place of work, if you don't have an HMO, I mean, that covers for your health, ensure that health is also part of what you pay for or what you budget for. So in case you're sick or something and you need to go to the hospital, you have money for that already, or you get it from your emergency fund or something. Just find a way around it that is good for you, that you're not just spending your money on things that are not necessary or things that are not important. I know that in these days you say nobody can tell you how to spend your money. I'm not telling you how to spend your money. I'm just telling you how to allocate your money, so that even if you want to buy a ashwebi, you have allocated money for that ashwebi. Do you understand what I'm saying? So that you have allocated money for that ashwebi. If you think that, oh, you want to buy a shoe of 50,000 naira, allocate money for it. Don't just buy or spend money on the impulse. I think really that is what budgeting is about. So you already know that I want to buy a shoe of 50,000 naira. Include it in your budget, so that when it's time to go to work and you don't have money to go to I'm just kidding. If you want to buy whatever it is that you want to buy, ensure that you budget for it. It's better to budget for it than to just spend impulsively. So I've come to the end of this video. If you got any value from it, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed. It just promotes the channel. It helps other people to find the video anytime they search for it on YouTube. You can also share with your friends and families. I mean, that budgeting stresses. I hope I've been able to explain it in very simple terms and you were able to understand the examples that I gave. If you have any questions, please just leave it in the comment section. I'll respond to them. I'll answer your questions, or send me an email if there was anything that you were not clear about that you want me to explain. And if you also want me to give you a breakdown of how much I spend on a monthly basis using this budgeting principle, also leave a comment in the comment section and let me know. If I get 20 comments about it, if I get 20 comments, I'll make a video about how much I spend in a month using the budgeting principle. Thank you guys so much for watching. Till I see you again, have a great time. Bye.